What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Alex Lawn Adventures, part 2 of the first spring mow. So what we're going to do today is we are going to be getting the mower ready for the very first mow. So we're going to check the blade. I have the electric mower here, so we're going to make sure that the battery is charged. So we got that charging right there. That way it's ready. And we're going to take the blade off and we're going to sharpen it real quick. So I got all my stuff up here. We'll sharpen it up real quick. So the lighting wasn't very good on the other view, so I switched the camera. But what we're going to do is we're going to take this blade off. So we want to check the deck, make sure there's no buildup, no big clumps of grass or nothing on here. And if there is, you could take a putty knife or something and scrape it off so that way it's clean. I found the easiest way to take the blade off is just get you a scrap chunk of wood, and that way then you can hold this blade. You don't have to try to hold the blade itself. That way, sometimes they're kind of sharp and it's just way easier just to hold this board with your other leg, and that way you can take this blade off. So we got our wrench here. Make sure you're going the right way. Now this blade, I've heard there's another kind of blade that you can get for these electric Toros that make them cut a little bit better, because it doesn't seem like it has enough suction. And so there's another blade that's more of like a high lift blade, and it's supposed to be able to pull up a little bit more and then spin everything around and cut it up a little bit more. So it's got a different angle out here. I may look into getting one, I don't know yet, but this one, it's got a few good dings in it, which is not the greatest. It's fairly sharp, but we'll just make it a little bit sharper, so we'll go do that now. Okay, we got our blade up here in the vise. Now there's many different ways that you can sharpen a blade. There are things that you can put in a drill, and it's got two little deals that run along your blade. You can use a grinder. I use a grinder with a flap disc. So it's a sanding wheel, and I just find that it's a lot easier to control how much I'm taking off, because you're more or less sanding it instead of grinding it. And I feel like I have more control over this than a grinder. There's also things that they have now where you set the blade in it, you set your grinder in it, and you just move the grinder back and forth and it'll do it. I've never seen one. I know a buddy that he has one, I think. Should work pretty slick, I would think, but you can use a file. However you do to get the blade sharp, that's the most important thing. So we're going to sharpen this side here. This little ding, I don't know how, we're not going to be able to get much of it out. We'll make it better than what it is, I guess. So you always want to try to be with the same angle that the blade is at. Also, you don't want to be changing the angle. So we're going to do that. Flip it over. And do this side just like we did the last side. So what I like to do is just flip these around. Now that I got the cutting side done, I'm just gonna flip them around. Let's see here, what's the best way to do this? Now I'm gonna just take all the burrs off the back side. Now it don't have to be overly sharp, but it just has to be better than what it was. Looks pretty good to me. Now they have balancers that you can put them on to balance it, but I'm going to show you something my dad taught me that is pretty close to accurate, so I'll show you real quick. So, they make fancy balancers, but if you have a screw in your wall, hang your blade on the screw, because it's a circle hole. So hang your blade on a screw, and if it balances pretty straight, then you know that each side is cut pretty much the same, and then it shouldn't be too off balance. There's kids and a dog out there making noise. Sorry. Okay, we want to make sure that this blade goes back on the same exact way we took it off. So usually the edge that you just grinded goes toward the mower deck. And so then you're going to want to line up like this collar right here. You're going to want to line that up. And you'll know when it's lined up, it'll sit on there. My other mower has like a, I believe like our oval collar deal that it sits in. And you'll know if it's not. Okay, so we're going to put our block back in there so that way we got something to hold on to. And we're going to go, not that way, we're going to go this way. And you don't want it overly tight, but you do want it snug, so that way it does not come flying off there. That'd be a bad deal. So that is step one. If you have an electric mower, that's about all you have to do. And make sure your battery is charged. Before you do take out this blade, make sure that you do pull your battery out, just in case accidents don't happen. And then if you have a gas mower, pull your spark plug or something like that. Just be careful. Common sense stuff, just be careful. But I think this is all we're going to do to this electric one, and it should be ready to roll. So we're going to get at it. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.